One. We're in it. Stitt-Heads. It's been a minute. It's been 2 weeks. Had to take a week off, guys. I appreciate still tuning in. I've gotten a crap load of numbers in the last 2 weeks, which is fantastic. But yeah, family stuff. I'm a musician. I've had some gig stuff. My kids are in basketball tournaments and all kinds. Just life is busy. But we're back to it, man. I had a great guest appearance with Chris Matthew yesterday on the Forbidden Knowledge News Network, or Forbidden Knowledge News, part of the Forbidden Knowledge Network, is what I meant to say. Anyways, we talked about like high strangeness in the music industry and a bunch of weird perverts and sexual deviancy and drugs and all the fun shit of sex, drugs, rock and roll. And we might get into a little bit of that tonight with returning guest for the third time, Tino Sanchez. What's up, brother? Thanks for coming back.
Hey man, how's it going? Thanks for having me. Right on.
Right on, man. The world's getting weirder, a little gayer, a little uncontrollable, man, and I feel like we just got a lot of shit we can laugh and riff about, man.
Yeah, everything's fake and gay.
Extremely fake and gay.
I'm not sure who said I'm not sure who said that first. Sam, and then my girlfriend and I, by the way, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this Candace Owens thing. We watch the Candace every episode that she does. And she said everything's fake and gay. And I think she even has merch. And I was like, wait a minute, did she get that from Sam? Because I'm pretty sure I heard Sam say that first. But yeah, are you following the whole Candace thing?
Dude,
The
I've caught about every other episode, but there's a
you know,
lot of craziness. Go ahead.
before I get your take, your opinion, because it wouldn't surprise me if you were one of the people that was like, Candace is blah, 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 blah. Because people that are on our side of history, on the right side of history, that I know, or the people that I follow or stuff, are going hard on Candace. And I'm like, were you not awake for the last fucking 5 years of PSYOP season? I
Bingo.
mean, the same people that were telling you, I know, let's go way back. Let's go weapons of mass destruction. Let's
Uh-huh.
go 9/11. Let's go Russia Gate. Let's go COVID. These same people who told you don't do your homework, don't read, don't do your own research, who don't know the difference between a boy and a girl, who made you afraid of fucking oxygen, who fucking made you wear a mask when you were standing up and then take it off when you're sitting down in the restaurant. These are the same fucking people that are telling you Candace is a fucking liar and she's making shit up. I mean, it just goes to show you how everybody is the fucking cat chasing the laser. Because if you just, instead of taking talking points, instead of listening to the narrative and to the people taking shit out of context, how about you just go watch and listen to what she's saying? Because I have a friend of mine who is like she's the photographer that shot Sam's show a few times ago here in Vegas, and she's a big 2A, like she's like a competitive shooter. And
Awesome.
she was up there talking shit about Candace. And I go, what the fuck are you talking
Oh,
about? So what you're saying as a gun enthusiast, as 2A expert and enthusiast, is that you think that this guy, who wouldn't even know if he's really a person or alive or anything, had a 30-06, made that shot. First of all, people are like, "Oh, that's an easy shot." Yeah, that's an easy shot for you who's been shooting, but
hmm
for some fag who's dating a furry who's never even shot a squirt gun, yeah, that's not going to be a shot. By the way, it would have blew his fucking head off.
Right.
I mean, I don't know much about guns. Actually, I do know a lot about guns, but I knew as a young age that 30-06 will put a fucking window seat
hmm
in the back of your fucking chest, let alone your head. So this girl that I know is like all 2A. I'm like, you're trying to tell me that you think that Tyler Robinson did this by himself with a 30-06 and that there is no bullet, even if you're not awake as opposed to woke, and you're not paying attention to anything. Just the fact that they paved over and destroyed the crime scene the very next day should tell you everything you need to know. Like, that's the 9/11. That's like the white belt of getting someone into conspiracies. Like, you watch, especially women, you watch enough fucking murder mysteries and murder podcasts and shows to know you don't fuck with the crime scene. And the
hmm
first thing they did was we took the SD cards because we didn't want them to get stolen. So you left the cameras though. So you were
Right.
worried about the cameras getting stolen. There's no fucking blood anywhere. The Mikey McCoy guy from Turning Point, his father, the preacher who's like a psychological psyop guy from the Navy, is telling everybody he had blood on him. There's no blood. There's no blood on
I
anybody.
know, you're
And
right.
then,
Yes.
oh, okay, so you're following, so you're on the right
Yes.
side. I can already tell. And then the guy, the Mikey McCoy guy, who's standing to the left of Charlie on his phone,
Hmm.
he hears the shot. He jumps. Doesn't even. Did you see this video? You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
talking about.
Yes.
And your
Yes.
your fans know what I'm talking about. Am I preaching to the choir here? So
You
he's
are
standing
preaching the
there,
choir, but continue. We're loving it.
and
Yes.
he doesn't. And so he hears this loud pop, and he doesn't go like this because this is his boy that he's telling everybody. This is Charlie is his boy, and this is his right hand man. And you hear that, and you don't even look. Like it wasn't even. He didn't even have time to do that with my eyes. I don't know if you can see it. He didn't even have time. He went like this, and then he immediately turned around and just walked away. Like
Hmm.
the crime scene being paved over, and that should tell you all you need to know. You don't need to know any more than that. That this was full of shit. And by the way, I don't know if you know this. You smoke weed. If your people smoke weed, when I smoke weed and I watch a television show or I watch anything on TV, bad acting sticks out like a thumb.
Bingo. Yeah.
Like a sort. What happened here?
Nope.
Meeting is
Nothing.
being recorded. Oh, I
Uh,
got it. Okay, never
we're
mind.
still good. We're still
Are
recording.
you still seeing me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you're
Um,
right, dude. Bad acting sticks out like a thumb, dude.
yeah.
Especially if you're getting
So
stoned and you're analyzing a video. Yeah.
right. So when I'm high and I'm watching it, acting, I'm like, oh my god, that's really bad. So anyway, before I knew anything about Erica Kirk's fucking father with Lockheed or whatever
Yes.
the Jewish Lockheed and his mother and her like child operating whatever in
Romania or whatever. Is that
Romania.
correct? Yeah, yeah.
Before I knew any of that, I was like, oh, this bitch is not mourning at all. Like the
Uh-huh.
first thing, because me and my girlfriend watched the memorial with the fucking WWE of pyro,
Yes, yes.
and we're watching it, and I'm like, how is her face not just puffed up like Puff Daddy punched her in the face? I lost my dog and two of my dogs this year, and my face looked like I was sleeping on it for 24 hours because it was so puffy from crying from losing my dogs.
Hmm.
And I watched this blonde go up there, and
Dab it.
and
Dab
her
her,
eyes
dab her
are
too. Yeah.
perfect. Her face is pristine, like there's no puffiness anywhere. That bitch is a fucking psychopath.
Well,
There's no
man.
other way to, I mean, the honeypot thing,
Yeah.
100, and that right there. And my point was, is I wasn't even high. And I was like, that is some fucking worst acting that I've ever fucking seen before. So, yeah, man.
Well, and then like the Candace stuff, like you're saying, Candace is bringing up, like, we're not trying to come after you necessarily, Erica, but you have taken over CEO position. So you are head
Yeah,
speaking person
yeah,
for
yeah,
said
yeah,
company
yeah,
now.
yeah,
And not to mention the shell companies, but maybe we can get into that in a minute.
yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah.
just the different twisting of the words, Turning Point USA, Turning Point Action, USA, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, these are all you've gone down that rabbit hole.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Signs going in that shit. So what
The
I'm
guy
getting
that
at
was
is,
the
oh,
guy that was looking at his tax, the guy that was
uh-huh.
following the tax information. Yeah,
Yep. But I was gonna say with the Candace deal, it's like you don't get to be the grieving widow kind of thing, which you should be able to be the grieving widow, but to take over the position of what Charlie was doing, which Charlie is a kind of I'll answer any question you ask me kind of guy. Not all of a sudden,
yeah,
no more questions. You
yeah,
can't ask
yeah,
nothing. You're like, you
yeah,
can't take over a position like that and then
yeah.
shift what it was before. But I wanted to bring up also with Erica Kirk, like it's kind of come to light a little bit now, but her and Charlie, some of their choice or timing of meeting was while
Oh
she
yeah,
was, in Trump beauty pageants and
yeah,
stuff. And you're
yeah,
like, dude, the narratives just keep
yeah,
coming out. Like it's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. Did you have you been watching? You said you've been catching a little bit of it. Yeah, me and my girlfriend, and actually we were so into it that we went back. She watched them all and was watching all the Brigitte Macron shit.
Oh yeah, I watched all of those.
Oh my
Yes.
god! Oh
Chicks
my
with
god!
dicks, brother. Yeah.
That's fucking great. Dude, that's totally a dude. And then like everybody's got a dude for a wife. And then so anyways, I'm watching Candace And I was telling my girl, it's like watching old Columbo. I don't know if you remember
Yeah, I
Columbo.
remember Columbo. Yeah.
So this is the guy. He's like, well, and he's acting like a bumbling fool, but he knows exactly what he's doing. And I'm watching Candace. I'm like, oh yeah, she's thinking way ahead, just like all of us. That fucking bitch was in on it. And by the way, she was a honeypot. People used that's the definition. Textbook was the word I was looking for. Textbook definition of honeypot. You got this nerd, this brainiac guy who she flashes her blue eyes, and she's cute, but she's built like a fucking boy.
She
Like
got a square face. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. She's like, yeah, like I got wider hips than she does. And so it's an age old tale of the fucking nerd who gets this girl puts that pussy on him one time, and he's seeing fucking daffodils and rainbows, and that's the honeypot. She came along, and her background was sketchy, the Romania thing or whatever country that was, and then she's in the first of all, any fucking uh what do they call them? Reality TV. If anybody's on any of those shows, I'm not hanging out with them because
Mm-hmm.
they're just the fucking shallowest. It's like LA actors. It's like the shallowest people. They're the sheep. They're going along to get along. They have no conviction, no character. So just the fact that she's a blonde, she's a cute blonde that was a reality
Mm-hmm.
like porn star. It's just that's it. It's like I know smart guys like Charlie who just date the dumbest girls, and I'm like, I dated this girl when I was 35, and she was a knockout. She was dumb, and I remember thinking, yeah, I can't hang out with this girl. I'm like losing IQ points. So, but Charlie, I mean, a brainiac. Everybody talks about how smart he was and photographic memory. And I mean, you would see that guy in those debates, and he was just pulling. These kids are
Yeah.
walking up with their phones and stuttering over themselves, and Charlie's just rattling shit off like that. The guy was brilliant, but like Samson and Delilah, dude, he fell for a blonde, and fucking like Caesar and all the senators, they just fucking right in the back. All
Mm-hmm.
of them are in on it because maybe even Trump, man. Like if you've been paying attention to Sam, I've completely changed my tune with Trump. But at the same
I was
time,
gonna ask you about that. This is your third time on, and we've kind of talked Trump in the past, and like, but
yeah.
yeah, continue. What are your thoughts on
At the
what's
same
going on
time,
there?
at the beginning, when Sam and I and all the guys from his podcast would talk about Trump, we Sam's put it best. He'd be like, "Look, I'm in full karate stance. I'm not expecting, anybody to save me. But at the same time, I really like, first of all, I'm an OG Trump, I don't have a problem with the old liberals. The classic liberals are the ones that wanted free speech and property rights and all that. But I'm like an old school, um, um, dude, I completely lost my train of thought because
Like
I'm high as fuck.
2015, 2016 Trump, kind of like, is
Oh,
that what you
Trump,
mean? Like,
Trump. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm an old school Trump fan, like, Home Alone, and he was on
Yes.
30 hip
Yep.
hop albums, and he was on The View,
WWE Battle of the Billionaires. Yeah,
and
dude.
Obama said he was the American dream. Yeah, perfect example of the American dream. And I'm old school, so I didn't start paying attention to politics until I saw how they turned on. I'm like, what do you? What this is? If he was a racist, we would have known this way back then.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like Sam in karate stance, going, okay. First of all, we all love Trump, and I'm still one of those guys. And second of all, God, I'm so totally losing my train of thought.
Well, it's just losing like your faith in what you kind of like, if put words in your mouth possibly, but like kind of like just putting the dude to the mantle on like what the promises he said he was going to do, and then what we've seen possibly in just this last year of his new administration of like, holy shit, I mean, like nothing that, the Epstein stuff, it's a hoax, Democrat hoax, FBI informants, all the like,
Oh, that's what I remember. So
what
when
excuses next, so
I
yeah.
remember what I was gonna say when I forget what I was thinking. I shake my downer out, and then it helps
you're,
me remember.
you're cool.
What I remember is that when they loved him, when Trump, I was old school, and then at the same time, I loved Trump, and I loved that he was pissing the retarded people off that were
Mm-hmm.
talking about, fucking woke this, woke that, and then, but like Sam says, I'm in karate stance, and like it's probably not going to work out because everybody's full of shit. And I thought, and even before I voted for Trump, I go, he's got to be in on it because if he wasn't, he would be dead.
He wouldn't be
And
there.
this is
Yes.
yes, and this was the two wings of the same bird, and it's like it's Carlin, it's a big club, and we aren't in it. And then now after the Epstein thing, I mean, any of the people who were following him at this point, it's just like it's like a reverse cult. It's like I have to follow Trump because what other option is there? And I get it. I get these people, but like I still talk to people that try to be like rah-rahing, cheerleading for Trump, and I'm like, no, dude, no,
It
he's a
ain't like
fucking
that.
Zionist.
Yeah.
He's a fucking
Zionist.
Zionist.
Yes.
He, and whether or not he's, even if he was, tied to Epstein, both parties are tied to Epstein, and there's just it's just too there's too many roots. And there, if you pulled out that shit, everything would collapse, everything would fall, which is what we need. We need a
Mm-hmm.
reset, but not Klaus Schwab's reset. We need to
Right.
just get rid of all these fucking corrupt people. But yeah, that's not going to happen, man. That's not going to happen.
The funny thing is, too, is like, okay, so you brought up it's both sides, and that's what, all people like you and me have been screaming to people forever. It's like, well, you got the retards that are still blindly following Trump and licking his toes, going, well, I mean, if there was anything on Trump, then the
Yeah,
Democrats would have dropped it
yeah,
the last four
yeah,
years.
yeah, yeah,
Newsflash, retard. They're not going to drop and incriminate
yeah,
themselves, too. It's both sides. And
yeah,
there's still
yeah.
too many of my friends that are like, well, the Republicans are corrupt, but Trump. And you're like, or the Democrats are corrupt, but maybe Newsom. And you're like, you guys are all just batshit retarded at this point. Like,
Yeah, I think
Trump
it's
was a
just
great wake up to the system. I think he was very necessary in the sense of people that weren't paying attention to politics all of a sudden started paying attention. But
I don't know,
then
man. Go ahead. Sorry.
once oh I was gonna yeah well, just one tiny thing. But then once Trump came into office, a lot of the things that they were like, well, we like him for this, we like him for that, and I don't know, he could be corrupt, it could be just a big bumbling idiot, but at the end of the day, we started realizing, oh shit, even the guy that we had hope that was non-establishment, wink wink, we're still screwed. And I think that's kind of where a lot of the waking up right now is at.
Oh, I talked to Sam about this a lot. I mean, we know that the 2020 election was stolen. And then but then I go back to, okay, were there any real in our lifetime
Mhm.
elections? And then even not even in our lifetime, because then the paper someone would say, well, John F. Kennedy and before and everything. And like, no, man, because these people have been. I started reading Whitney Webb's One Nation Under Blackmail,
Yeah.
and Jesus, that's like serious reading. And like you'll read like a page and be like, what the fuck did I just read? But what I'm getting at is that this shit is before you and I were born. I mean, this shit's going back to when did we get off? When was that 1913? The
Federal Reserve and shit.
Federal Reserve. Well, that was
Yeah.
this, yeah,
Yeah.
1913.
1913.
I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, this goes back way. These people are dug in, and I don't. There was a great quote. I don't know who said it. If voting really worked, they wouldn't let us do it.
Mm.
Um, and yeah, I don't think like so. What you're saying about Trump was the monkey wrench that came along, and then we go back to that predictive programming where they kind of have to let you know what they're doing. It's like Sam's always like the internet got away from him, and I'm like, no, I have the same idea about Trump and the internet. It was on purpose to rub it in our faces, to push forward this, this
Chaos.
agenda. Yeah, and to bring about the end, because especially the Jews, they believe that the it's prophecy that the world
Mhm.
is going to be against them, and no one's gonna, and then the end of the world, and then whatever they believe.
The more they hate
But
us, the closer to prophecy. Yes.
right. So it's like these people screaming about anti-Semitism. I want to be like, well, why are you crying? It's like a Christian being afraid to die. You're
Uh-huh.
you're going if you really believe that you're going to heaven. Then what are you whining about anti-Semitism? It's written in your book. It's prophecy that everyone's going to hate the Jews. If that's what's happening, what are you whining about?
Hmm.
And that's what I think Trump. I mean, I liked him. I've always liked him, and then but he's totally a Zionist, and he's not really doing anything to help what he said. And I think he's like the internet, where it's like The internet, you go on and you can see what's really happening. We can go down these rabbit holes and we can go, look, 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 like the movie, what was that, They or Them or whatever, and you put on the glasses and you
Oh,
can
They
see what
Live.
it,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
live and you can't see what's going on. And it's like we can see it because the internet's in, we go there and it's not in other people's algorithms. And I think the internet was done so that they can, the predictive programming, they can tell us what they're going to do to live out their prophecy. And the same thing with Trump. Again, because if Trump was the bad guy that they're saying, he would be dead.
yeah.
This is all to divide and conquer, keep us separated, keep us distracted, so we're not paying attention to our rights and our liberties being slowly fucking taken away.
Well, and dude, it's a really interesting time where, like you mentioned, They Live, and there's too many movies that are that old, older, or even closer in this timeline that are like, how many times do sci-fi movies, like how many times do fiction movies need to become nonfiction?
Yeah,
And you go
yeah,
back and like watch Minority Report and then see what's going on with Palantir and shit. Remember
yeah,
like
dude.
on Minority
Yeah,
Report when Tom Cruise gets the eyeball transplant
yeah,
so they won't be able, but when he
yeah,
walks into the Gap store, it's like an Asian guy or whatever, they're like, hello, Mr. Takamoto, whatever the fuck his name was.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like they know
yeah.
exactly what size clothes you wear, how tall you are. It's like we are in this weird of like they say Trump is a bumbling retard, and maybe he is. He's just a bull in the china shop. But you don't need to worry about the bull. You need to worry about the other minions coming in behind him, and you got
Mhm.
JD Vance who might be butt buddies of Peter Thiel and all this weird shit of like
Yeah.
Trump is about out the door. And that's the funny thing about liberals is they're still so fucking focused on Trump. Yeah, he's a bull in a china shop. He's going to cause some damage before he leaves the room.
Yeah.
But who's coming in behind him, and what's the future of the Republican Party?
Well, I mean, it's all it's all written. It's all they're laying out their plan. Did you ever hear Sam talk about his it was a joke at first and then he called out Snake Eyes with the Charlie Kirk assassination so
Hmm.
that Nicolas Cage, so he's like, yeah, all this stuff is in Nicolas Cage movies. Like
It
Nicolas
is
Cage
weird.
predicted all this shit. The Snake Eyes one is creepy because the guy that gets killed is Charlie. The guy, the I think the assassin was Tyler the assassin.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it was
Yeah, dude,
Charles Kirkland, I believe. And you're like, is that's not a
dude.
little on the nose?
And then the date is the same. That is some creepy shit, man.
For a
Like
movie
that's
that's
not,
25, almost 30 years old. Yeah.
that is crazy. Yeah. So I think the internet is doing what it's supposed to do, which is rub our faces in it, tell us what they're doing, and then we're basically giving them consent because we're not doing anything. And I think Trump's the same way. And I think they're all in on it. And the only person I believe is Dave Smith and Ron Paul.
Basically, what are your thoughts on Thomas Massey and Marjorie Taylor
Oh,
Greene? What do you think on the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing,
I
man?
mean,
Let's get into
I
that.
mean, I mean, maybe they let like someone who's not compromised in. Maybe you can still do stuff locally and elect. I don't know, man, but it seems like I know Thomas Massey isn't APAC, doesn't
Right?
have
He's a
APAC people.
self-made man for the most part. If you watch his like his homestead and shit that
Mhm.
he's got, like he seems like, why the hell are you even a politician? But
And
yeah,
I
go
don't think
ahead.
does Marjorie Taylor. I think is it just him and her that aren't APAC corrupt.
I
I
believe
think
it's
I
just
know.
those two. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and
Maybe Rand Paul, but I know they always talk because I love Ron Paul, like you mentioned, but
yeah.
Rand sometimes is like, why'd you side with this, whatever. But yeah, I know Marjorie Taylor Greene and Thomas Massey both are like
Yeah,
$0.
I think the number he said was like 95% of Congress. So there's a few I think that aren't APAC puppets. Um,
It's
yeah,
so
man.
obvious. It's so fucking obvious nowadays, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you
The
see the way
$7,000 club.
that's right. You see how hard they're going against Candace. And then like God, that fucking people that I follow and I liked are talking shit like Jesse Water Peters or Jesse the black guy
Uh-huh.
that kind of has a weird talk. He was going hard against Candace, and then you look at his comments and he's getting ratioed. People are like, "Nah, dog, nah," and I'm like, "Yeah." I put the emoji or the picture of Randy Jackson from American Idol, and it's like, "Yeah, that's a no for me, dog."
Right.
Uh, it's like no Jesse Lee Peterson, that's what it is, or Jesse Lee Waters, whatever his name is, and then there's the one chick who's really pro. I want to say Dana. She was really cute, and then she started fucking up her face with the lips. I think it's Dana. But like a lot of people are turning on her. Um, Tim Pool, like I don't
Dude,
know he's
Tim
been a
Pool.
beta cuck, but like he's like, dude, way on the wrong side. And I think uh, Crowder too. So these people that are talking shit, I'm like, what are you? She's asking questions, and by the way, if you're paying attention at all, the Mikey McCoy thing that
Hmm.
is weird as fuck, dude. And the paving over, I mean, anything else, and the official narrative. Anybody who believes that that guy did it by himself still believes fucking Lee Harvey Oswald did it.
Exactly.
Um,
Breaks down a 30 out six and puts it back together and
I
where
mean, it's
carries it in their pant
obvious.
leg and like, what the
It's
fuck are we talking about? Like,
it's such obvious
and
bullshit,
another
and it's
magic bullet, just like Lee Harvey
yeah.
Oswald, Yeah.
It's such obvious bullshit. And people that are gun enthusiasts, like really, like my
I've
like
got
that.
a 30 out six Remington bolt action right there with a scope. Like, yeah, it's gonna blow your fucking neck in half
Yeah,
or pop you in the head
yeah,
or whatever. I mean, like, yeah, but go ahead. Exactly.
yeah. So people that I know, like okay, Crowder's a gun enthusiast. That photographer I was talking about is a gun enthusiast. Like these people that know are buying the official narrative. And I'm like, is there? Are you? Did you just wake up yesterday? I mean, you know, just what we're saying about 30 out six. There's no fucking way that that was a 30 out six. Oh, did you see the thing that Jimmy Dore put out about someone asked Grok to analyze what happened. And they're like, yeah, that doesn't match the sound patterns that would have been from a rifle that far away. And then it was closer. And then some of the witnesses were saying that it was closer. And then that, so the Grok's, what Grok is saying from all the information that it's pulling from the internet is that one theory of that it was on his lapel or it was on his
Yeah,
mic,
lapel mic. Yeah.
which makes sense to me when you think about the beepers that Israel was blowing people up with. So when I first, there
Mm-hmm.
was the first like special forces guy that did the thing where it came, he thinking it came from the right, and it did
Uh-huh.
that, which makes sense because that to me that looked like an exit wound. And then when they talked about the lapel and the way that his shirt blew up, and now what Grok is saying to me that makes the most sense. But for any one of these people, especially gun enthusiasts, to think that that happened with a 30 out six and that fucking little sissy boy did it. I mean, yeah, they're just not thinking. They're
We're
not,
leaving in retardville. Yeah.
or they're in the 7,000 club,
Exactly.
But
Well, the funny thing is like you've been like you kind of started in the beginning also, but where we're talking right now is that these same people that were questioning COVID in just the most recent times, that were
yeah,
questioning the 2020
yeah,
election, that were questioning all these other things. The government's crooked, the feds are crooked. Don't trust the government, burn the Fed, burn and then all of a
yeah,
sudden we're like, well, but we trust the official narrative on this one. You're like, have some fucking consistency. Are we all getting paid at this point? Because I know I'm not. I'm talking a lot of shit, but I'm not getting
yeah.
paid.
Yeah, I just it's I can't I'm not stop I can't stop getting surprised. Like I'm thinking, okay, there's nothing more ridiculous than, you know, the boys thinking they're girls and like that stuff and being afraid of oxygen and this virus that had a 90 was it 97% survival rate?
I
And
thought it
I
was
thought,
99, but either way, it's way
yeah,
more than
yeah,
we were told. Yeah.
yeah, like the people just so you said, it's like you were there, you were awake for this, you were awake, you weren't woke. And yeah, I don't I it's it really baffles me how people that I know and follow and or admire are coming after Candace. And like, and my friend who's a photographer, she's not getting paid.
Uh-huh.
She's trying to be an influencer. I see her post all the time, but it's like, wait a minute, how the fuck? I know you're not in the 7,000 club because you don't have any. She's don't doesn't have any followers. She's trying. She's always putting shit up like that.
Yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
like, how do you? I can get it for someone who's got thousands of followers and they're getting monetized money and everything. I could say, okay, yeah, they're probably uh compromised. But like people that I know, I'm like, what? People that I know that aren't in the 7,000 club are believing this shit, and that blows my mind.
Well, and then that just goes to show you like the shaping of narratives, no matter what, where the fringe conspiracy community, man, I don't know. I've been having conversations like this on my show lately too, to where with especially since this last Trump election, where okay, the good guys are in charge again and the bad guys are going down. But then one thing after another, where like whether it was the Epstein, whether it was this new Venezuela shit, whether it was the ICE raids, whether it was all of a sudden everybody had a lot of opinions and they started just splintering every faction into 50,000 pieces like a shattering a mirror. So it's
Yeah.
like we got this side or this side, but now we're going to take this side and splinter it into 50 more pieces so nobody can agree anymore. And I feel like,
Yeah.
and then we see with Trump and all the Zionism shit, and we see with Netanyahu, back to Charlie Kirk. Why the fuck would you come out on video 3 times saying I did not kill Charlie Kirk? No, fuck you, dude. I didn't kill Charlie Kirk. I never thought I'd go turn my fucking camera on and say it out loud, especially on
Yeah.
major
Yeah.
platforms. So it's like we're seeing that like whatever there is to reality, they are just smashing it with a freaking hammer right now, and it's very interesting that they're taking people that are on the same side and just dividing everybody right now. You know what I mean?
I think. Did you ever see Trading Spaces, Trading Places, or Trading Spaces?
Trading places with fucking vote for none of the above. Or wait, no, that's
Eddie
Brewster's
Murphy.
Millions. But
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy.
Murphy, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So at the very end, they're like, "Okay, you win," and they bet for $1
$1 each. Yes, the two old
to
men.
totally
Yes,
fuck up two guys' lives. I mean, that's what it sounds like these elites are doing. That's what it sounds like Netanyahu's doing because now he's just like, watch, I'm going to rub it in their face and I'm still going to have people not only believe me, but send me millions, billions of dollars of their money. Yeah, they're laughing at us. They're laughing at how ridiculous people are to believe what. Yeah, look at now they're just like I had a joke. It's funny because Dave Smith kind of was talking about the same joke. We had a similar joke. The whole I did a joke about trading places, and COVID, and it was Fauci and it was Gates, and Fauci was like, "I'm gonna get these fuckers to wear 2 masks," and Gates is like, "I'm gonna get them to take off their mask when they're sitting down and put it back on when they're standing up," and then Fauci's like, "I'm gonna get them to wash their hands after they take a piss," and we're gonna do it for $1. But that was an old reference, and when I
no,
first
but
saw
it's
that.
100% correct because these dickhead
Yeah.
manipulators,
Yeah.
they don't care about the money. They just care about disruption.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's funny when I hear people go, Rogan, I hear Rogan talk about, oh, it's for money. Like he talks about Pfizer and he talks about, oh, it's for money. No, they have all the money.
Yeah,
This is not about money. This is not about black or white. This is about good versus evil. That's what's going on. It's because they
100%.
have all the money. They can print all the fucking money they want. They don't
And
need
they've
the
already got the
taxes.
power too. Yeah.
Yeah, this is about good versus evil. This is about destroying the fucking Western culture. About this is a war on God, is what it is. This is yeah,
Well,
that's
like
what it
Sam
is.
says, they don't want you knowing whether you're coming or going. They don't want you knowing, your reality versus false
Yeah,
reality. They
yeah,
want you living in your Black Mirror cell phone every day, and we're all guilty of it. But at the same time, it's the idea of like I've got an elderly black lady that lives next door to me. Next to her is a about 40-year-old Hispanic dude with his family, and then next to on the other side of me is a white dude that's about my age that's with his Hispanic girlfriend. Fucking CNN or Fox News would tell me every one of my goddamn neighbors is my enemy. But then when you just turn the shit off and you go just like talk to your neighbors, you're like, hey, you're pretty cool ass people. And then that's the idea kind of when I was talking about splintering everything off. And then we see, like you mentioned, Bill Gates and Fauci. Fauci was, remember, we just had Thanksgiving, a few weeks back. And
yeah,
what was it, 4 or 5 years ago? Fauci is, old quotes were coming back about
yeah,
disowning your fucking family
yeah,
members and crazy shit about Thanksgiving time. And you're like, they're not just going for your own mind anymore. They're going for like your family and separation. And then you got Gates and Planned Parenthood and all this weird shit. Like, it's like there's a war on humanity that's kind of
yeah,
deeper than most people are really wanting to look at,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
which is
Fuck.
ironic because they're humans too, but they're just like,
Well, are
well,
they?
kill the pores. Well,
It's
maybe, yeah,
funny.
maybe.
It's funny. It's funny. I heard this. I was Sam's Doom Scrolling, which is a great show, by the way. I don't know if you've seen
Oh, I
it.
I love it. Yes, yes.
Dude, it's so good. And then there was one video on there about she was talking about the Anunnaki have like a fucking zoo of beings and creatures, and different types of people that they made, and then they were saying that some of the very well-known stars are, because this goes back to the lizard people and the reptilians and
Mm-hmm.
all that, and it's like, okay, if any of so all the depictions of dragons that all these cultures had, and you see all these weird, like, bird head, lion body, or all kinds of stuff. So
Anubis and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
yeah, so like the theory is that's the Nephilim, that they were like, they
Mm-hmm.
were crossbreeding with these spiritual beings, and they were making all these crazy monsters and shit. And okay, totally lost my train of thought
Well,
again.
dude, I'm
Sorry.
with you though. I mean, like,
What
I
was
know
I
what you're
talking
saying. It's
about?
like, Nephilim, and like, are these people even
Oh,
real? You know?
yeah, yeah. So then in that video, she was talking about that they have this zoo of all these creatures they made, and they were talking about some of these very well-known celebrities are these clones. There's these beings made, and it's like, how would we even know? I mean, we know that most of the shit, if not all of it, maybe 99.9% of the history of everything they've told us has just been bullshit.
Yeah.
All of it, all of it. The
We're living
pyramids.
in like the idea of like the Great Awakening. I think we're in the mass confusion is what we're in right now because we're questioning everything. But even if the truth was right there in front of us, we don't even know what to believe anymore. Even if
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
select few of us that are
yeah.
looking into this weird shit, anytime a new narrative comes out, we're like fake and gay,
And
you
that's
know?
by design. Yeah, that's by design, man. Just like you said, and Sam says it all the time. Demoralization,
Yes.
get us coming, can't tell if we're coming or going. And that's why when I think back of the Matrix, of again, maybe, um, maybe they're letting us know predictive programming through the Matrix. Of, I mean, how brilliant that was, that when he goes into that room and you see all the different versions of how many times has he done this over and over and over again, and then you think of, oh, they say all the great empires end at 250, and we're like, what,
Yes.
249 right now. And it's
Next
like,
July. Yeah,
right, so
exactly.
it's like, okay, we are we're awakening, to the destruction that's inevitable.
Right.
I mean, because yeah, we're all awake, but like, it's funny because I talked to
We're
my
like the ship is sinking. At least we notice it, but we're all fucked, you know.
exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh! Congratulations. We woke up to learn that it's all been bullshit, and now it's all going downhill.
Right.
It's like that scene in The Matrix where Joey Pants. Um,
Pantalona. Yeah, fuck
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. He has the steak. I know this steak isn't real, but I'm fucking enjoying it anyway. And it's like, yeah, I'm jealous of people who, not really, but the people that are just walking around like asleep, that have no idea
Envious.
what's going
Or
on.
oblivious, I mean. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and but at the same time, no, I wouldn't want to be, whoa, why are there three bathrooms now, or why are men and women sports? Oh, no, no, it's okay. We just go along to get along. I mean,
What's your
they're like,
thoughts on the Matrix, the Wachowski brothers, now sisters? I mean, like, dude, is that a not total
wait,
inversion?
no, I don't know what you're talking about. Here's the other thing I gotta tell you.
Oh my God, the Wachowski brothers, the ones that made the Matrix, they're trans. They're brothers in real life, but they're both females now. They're both fucking trans. So you're like, wait a minute, did they get to Google it on your phone? Well, you're recording on your phone, but dude,
Holy shit!
it'll blow your goddamn mind. They got pink hair and blue hair and fucking like you're like, this is not made up shit. This is like,
What's
wait
their
a
name
minute.
again?
The which just type in the Matrix brothers now, and then you'll
That
see like it'll blow your fucking mind when you see
Matrix,
this.
Matrix trannies. I'm gonna put
Basically, yeah. But dude, the fact
Matrix
that the
trans.
Matrix was this red pill that woke up everybody, then they were like, wait, red pill is a bad term. It got away from us. Now let's turn the creators, wink wink, of the movie, because there's apparently somebody that was the writer before them, but now the people that directed the movie or whatever are fucking trans. So they inverted it again, and you're like, back again. You don't know if you're coming or going.
The
It's
trans women who, wow, they're not cute. They are not
yeah,
cute.
they
Well,
weren't
actually, the
good
one on the
looking.
left, the one on the left looks like a girl. The one on
Well,
the
they
right,
weren't good looking dudes to begin with, so we know that story. A lot of them like, I can't get laid anyways. I'll chop my dick off and
dude.
become a female. But it just the irony of the waking up of watching The Matrix, and then now the people that created the movie are
Wait a
chopping
minute,
their.
this is back in 2020, so this came
Yeah,
out a
this is
long time
old,
ago.
old news.
I did not, I never heard of
Eh,
that.
It's nuts.
That is so funny.
So they realized it was waking people up, but they were like, we'll either kill you or you're going to come out as females now.
Oh, that's great.
It's
Both
nuts.
of them.
Both
Okay,
of them.
yes.
Yeah.
So the odds of like,
It's
I
like
heard,
Charlize Theron having three fucking trans kids, or,
yeah, the odds,
Megan
yeah.
Fox having three trans. We know you got the phone call and
Okay,
the
so
paycheck.
at this point, this is like blackface. This is woman like if you're gonna get all bent out of shape about blackface, then this should be this is obvious. This is obvious what these fucking idiots are doing.
Hmm.
Oh, so I'm looking at a picture of them before.
That's what I'm saying. They were both ugly dudes, anyways, but they're like, we're ugly. We don't get laid. Maybe we'll have some weird gay boy like us if we say we're chicks, you know?
Actually, you know what? No, the pictures that I'm seeing, they actually look like women.
Yeah, but if you see them
Like the
before, I
fat
mean, it's
one,
still kind of obvious, but they look, they look okay, I guess.
like the fat one does. Well, in one picture, no, in this other one, no. That's a fuck. That looks like that was his name is Paulson, Robert Paulson. His name is Robert Paulson.
Robert Paulson, yes,
Yeah.
dude, fucking a.
Oh, that's fucking funny. Yeah, that's a terrible picture. So the skinnier one actually can pass for a woman. The other one, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
no.
Is that the one that's got the red hair, the chubbier one? In some photos I've seen of like
I
bright
get.
red
Oh yeah,
hair.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, the other one actually looks like a girl in the pictures in the one I keep seeing.
But think
Can
about it, dude. The
totally pass for
conspiracy,
a
like
girl.
that's some Sam Tripoli shit. Where you're like, wait a minute, they took this mass awakening movie, and then they realized too many people mass awakened to it. And they were like, no, we have to invert it now. We have to go back and
That's
fucking,
crazy.
some like Back to the Future shit. We have to go back and change everything to where I don't know. It's like the idea of, like I said, the term red pill got away from him, where it was just a 50-50 shot in that movie. And a lot of people in reality said, yeah, take the red pill, even if it's a hard road to face on,
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
Truth is better than a lie, right? But then
Yeah.
you're like, wait a minute, the guys that told you the truth is better than a lie have been living in a lie. They're females now. You're
Yeah,
like,
that's
what
crazy,
topsy
dude.
turvy world are we living in?
That's crazy. Well, maybe that was like that was part of their contract. Like when you go down the rabbit hole about like all the really, really famous people and how they've had like weird tragedy deaths, like
Mm-hmm.
firstborn, a lot of firstborns. Um, and I have this thing. I don't know if it's a bit, but I was thinking about the whole grunge era and the Chili Peppers. Okay, so if you're a fan of Chili Peppers, anybody you know of Hillel, the first, so those three guys went to Fairfax High School together.
The original
Flea,
lineup in the 80s.
Anthony, and
Yeah, yeah.
Hillel. Yeah, and then they had Jack Irons, who was a drummer who was going. I think he was in Pearl Jam as well. And then Chad came along.
Mm-hmm.
But those three guys, Hillel, and by the way, Hillel was not a good guitar player. Um,
You're
and then
talking about
he
like
died.
Fight Like a Brave and that era and shit,
Yeah, and
right?
then
Yeah.
he dies, and then
Mm-hmm.
Frusciante comes along, who is like top 10 guitarist of all time, especially with his. I mean, because he learned all Jimi Hendrix by the time he was 12 years old. I heard, and like he's one of those idiots, not savants, not maybe not even an idiot, just one of those geniuses who can just like he can arrange and he knows all that shit. I don't even know if he went to school for that shit, but Jeff Buckley was like that too. Just had
Yeah.
knew how to arrange and knew how song structure and all that. And on top of it, the most killer fucking riffs ever. My point is all these people lost people. If they don't lose Hillel, their guitar player, they're not the Chili Peppers because
Mm-hmm.
Frusciante is the Chili Peppers. Like all those fucking licks, all those great riffs,
Yeah.
all those great songs, all the great melodies are coming from his guitar, from Frusciante. And then there's fucking Vince Neil. He loses Skylar was his little girl,
Yep.
and
Yep.
then
And he
and
also
then
killed the fucking drummer from Hanoi Rocks,
and
Razzle.
then the
Yeah.
drummer, and then
Yeah.
there's Tommy Lee, who had a kid drown in his pool.
Yep.
Wasn't
Yep.
his kid, I don't believe. And then you got Eric Clapton. His kid falls from a 6-story window or however tall it was. And then you got
Robert
Robert
Plant.
Plant.
Yep.
It was his son, right? I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So maybe these guys from the Matrix, they're like, okay, we're gonna make you huge, crazy, crazy fucking famous and rich, but you got to be a woman. And at this point, it's not like they're being a woman, a trans in the 80s or the 70s. It's like, it's not a bad, it's now they're going to be, oh, you're so brave.
Yeah, you're so brave. There's no backlash
Other,
to it anymore. Yeah.
yeah, otherwise they're just cisgender white men, right? So
You're right, dude, because I want to add a tiny thing to that is like, so I think I've heard Sam, like, this isn't my first thing to say, Sam said it. I've heard some other people say it. And I don't know if everybody like really completely subscribes to it, but the idea of like in the past, think of like a witch's coven and stuff. We'll come for your firstborn male and all that kind of whatever, like make the
yeah,
deal with the devil and your firstborn
yeah,
child belongs to us and whatever. And then you see now, like we were talking about the trans thing, we see how much that maybe we don't have to literally like blood sacrifice kill somebody, but we kill their ego and we kill their like personality because what do they call it when somebody transitions? Dead naming. If you call them their old name. So think about the idea of like Jamie Lee Curtis, she's got some weird shit of, born a hermaphrodite and whatever
yeah,
by her own
yeah,
volition. She said it. That's not fucking conspiracy, but
yeah,
bored with both. And then you've got, of course, she has a trans daughter. Of course,
yeah,
Chaz Bono. And of course,
yeah.
all these motherfuckers have to come out and have. So instead of actually killing your child anymore, they're kind of like, what if we boost your career a little bit, but your child has to be dead named? Meaning, like, we still
Yeah,
kill the old
yeah,
one, but the new one gets to
yeah.
survive. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what do they call that? Von Munchausen by proxy, is what they call it, where the mom sacrifices her kid basically
Uh-huh.
to for attention. I think that's the Munchausen by syndrome by proxy. Yeah. Yeah, it totally makes sense because then you look at the odds of there being one trans in your family, let alone two or three. Yeah, this is. Oh, I said, what was the meme? Um, if you think your kid's not trans, your mom's just mentally ill. I totally butchered it, but there's a great meme about that. Yeah, this is all about because what look at the white, the thing about all the people that voted in Mondami. Like again, I don't believe in voting, but
Yeah,
sure,
I've lost faith in it,
sure,
but yeah,
it
you're
was
right.
all like 80% white liberal women.
Women,
So
yes.
yeah, so all these white women who are ashamed of being white, and it's the craziest thing, man. I mean, can you think of any other ethnic group who um, Gavin calls it ethnomasochism, where you want to kill your own ethnic background,
Yeah.
your own people, and it's always the white people, and it's the white liberals. It's like you see him kissing the black. Who was that black? Was it Jasmine Crockett? It's like this white woman's kissing her feet or something, and the black Hebrew Israelites get white people kissing their fucking feet.
She
I
just said
mean,
the other day that basically we need illegal immigrants so that way black people don't have to pick cotton anymore. Like you're like, shut the fuck up, you retard. When's the
yeah.
last time
So
black people were picking cotton, Jasmine
So
Crockett?
how can the white people, the white women who are ashamed of themselves be fabulous and be brave? Oh, I have a trans kid.
Uh-huh.
Now you're part of the group because you've literally sacrificed your children.
Even if they're not dead, you still sacrifice their well-being.
Oh, dude,
That
we
was kind
haven't
of what
even
I was saying.
seen.
Is like it's almost worse than being dead in a weird way. Like,
Yeah,
don't go
yeah.
literally sacrifice your kid, but at least they don't have to experience in the next 30, 40, 50 years of
Oh no,
persecution.
you're
You
giving them too much credit, dude. You're giving no, dude. So the suicide rate before transition is 41%. And then I just
hmm
saw something recently that it goes way up after they do it.
Oh, it's
Um,
60 or 70, I think, isn't it?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
really fucking high.
What they're doing is yeah, you're giving them too much credit. No, they're not going to live that long, and we haven't even begun to see the repercussions of transitioning these kids. I mean, the joke I had not years ago, but when they started, all these celebrities started having them, is like it should be a reality show called "How to Make a Serial Killer." So this
Yeah.
is, the mothers, the domineering mothers, the mothers that make their children dress in drag. I don't know if that was Ed Gein's story. I know his mom was really mean to him, but I don't know if she dressed him up as a little girl. But you know, you want to make a fucking serial killer? That sounds like a great way to do it. And like I
Uh-huh.
said, we haven't even begun to see the repercussions. So the ones that don't kill themselves, I mean, look at all these last. school shootings, or if they're not, red flags,
Yeah.
there, how many of them are trans? I mean, I think there was like 8 of them I saw.
Uh-huh. Yeah, dude, the
So
numbers are nuts. Yeah, but continue.
yeah, so no, this is how they save face. This is how they pay their dues, or their how do they get out of not being the oppressor and now being an ally, is you sacrifice your kid.
It's like the old Danny DeVito thing on It's Always Sunny. You got to pay the troll toll to get in this boy's hole, you know?
Yeah.
But
The
dude,
Moloch.
exactly. That's like the inversion of
Yeah.
everything. We don't know
Yeah.
what the hell's real anymore. And then they're convincing more and more of the public what is just retarded bullshit. Like they're not, you know what I'm saying? Like they're inverting reality on everything to where we have people believing this stuff at this point because it's a frog in a boiling pot. You know, every 2 or 3 years, you just get more used to the last weirdest extreme narrative. If you don't push back on it or you don't do your research, you just kind of like, oh, I guess this is the new thing now. Okay, 2 years later, oh, I guess boys are chopping their dicks off now. 2 years later, oh, I guess we're just signing up for the IDF 2 years later. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's this weird, like, fucking thing. Um, dude,
Yeah.
it's just a
Yeah.
weird world we're living in. And they're fucking inverting it every single day. And they're trying to play with what is reality. And then, like you were talking about the Matrix, like, are we even in this freaking world or not? Like, is it just a manufactured thing? Who knows?
There's a great quote. The average man doesn't want to be free. He wants to be safe. So, did you know that the numbers of people who got vaccinated, I don't know if it was just America, but 80%, 80% of people fell for that shit,
Whoa.
man. 80%.
That's a lot more than I expected. I figured maybe
Yeah,
a
man.
50, but I didn't expect 80.
80% fell for that shit, man. And then, well, yeah, I was going to say the people that did it because they had to work. No, 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 because if you were awake and you fucking knew and didn't trust the government. I mean, again, I hardly paid attention of any of it to any of this shit until,
Until they made us.
and yeah, until they started giving Trump shit. Was that 14 or 16? Because he did he win 14 or
Well,
did he win
he
16?
he was 2016 was his first
Okay,
term.
yeah,
15 and like the end of 14 is whenever the campaign trail was going
yeah,
on.
dude. I didn't pay attention to any of this shit until I saw how they went against Trump, and then I was like, how are you falling for this shit?
Hmm.
Um, this is clearly a fucking smear. This is clearly bullshit.
Whether you like him
Um,
or not, it was just so obvious. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's when I started paying attention because, and then I realized, oh yeah, it's this train is going off the tracks, and there's nothing we can do to stop it.
Right.
I was just having a conversation with an old friend of mine because we were on the same age, and he's just like, because he's talking about 2030, and he's like, dude, what's a like? He was really down. He's dark in a dark place right now. And I'm like, well, I don't want yeah. I'm like, I don't want to say it, but man, yeah, he's like in a dark place. He's like, what's the point? Like, just kind of what we're saying. He's like, what am I doing? Just I'm just waiting for this shit for the fucking wheels to fall off. And
Yeah.
he's like just working and everything, and it's really fucking yeah, I did, and I tell friends of mine all the time, well, there's nothing you can do, and I'm like, yeah, that's the problem, man. I mean, we didn't pay attention to this until it was too late, and like you said, like we put on the glasses for the first time. We're like, oh yeah, this fucking ship is going down, and
I'm glad we see, but the ship's still going down. Yeah.
yeah, it's really fucking yeah. So anyway, my point was, my friend is totally black pilled right now. He's like, dude, 20, and keeps talking about 2030, and then AI. He's petrified of AI and
Uh-huh.
how it's going to kill all the jobs and everything. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm not going to fucking stress about it. I'm not suicidal, but, I'm here with my dogs, and my girlfriend, and,
Right. Well, Tino,
my,
think of it like this, dude, man. Like, AI can come for a shitload of jobs, but at the same time, AI can't go stand up on a stage and make everybody laugh in the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
room.
yeah.
So your job is still a very necessary thing, whether you even want to consider yourself like the court jester or whatever. While the world is in ruin and in battle and everything else, the king still needs to hear some jokes. And
Well,
it's
it's
like
funny
that's what kind of
because
makes the world go round. Whether it's
well,
flat around, whatever, that's another story.
well, it's not there yet, but it's funny because I like sometimes what I'll do is just to compress or make say more, but say more with less. I'll put something I'm working on into Chat GPT. And then like a couple times I'm like, okay, make me a punchline to this or an analogy, and it's god fucking awful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're not there yet. Not to say that they won't be. And I guess maybe it could just be you have to be a really good prompter to make that shit happen.
That's the
But
trick. Yeah.
yeah, but I put stuff in there and I'm like, okay, word this different that makes more sense. And sometimes I'm like, oh wow, that's great. But as far as punchlines, no, not yet. So yeah, and the other thing is my day gig is I train dogs, and it's like, yeah, there's not gonna be any robots taking my job or AI taking my job. So I'm not really concerned about that. But my friend, he's like a graphic designer and everything, and he's like sweating. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, because like, fuck, what am I gonna do? You know?
Remember when Biden told us all to learn to code?
Yeah, it's funny. I was just gonna say that. I was just thinking that, but I think he knows how to code. So yeah, learn to
Well,
code.
fucking Tino, man, this is awesome, dude. I got to go pick up my kids from the in-laws, and I really appreciate your time. I'm glad we rescheduled and figured the time zone out and everything. And dude, this is hilarious. I always like talking to you. Thanks for coming back on. And I just kind of want to like in closing, we talked about the Matrix and the idea of the red pill, the blue pill, and whatever, and then the elusive black pill. Nobody wants to take the black pill, but I think the black pill is slightly inevitable. You need to swallow that black pill to some extent to realize how fucked up everything really is, to not
Yeah,
live in la la land of
yeah,
hopefulness or this or that. You need to realize, like, okay, if you're into the idea of buying land, homeschooling your kids, I've got a safe full of guns. My wife just bought me a fucking awesome H&K for Christmas. Like,
nice.
dude, sick, dude. She just dropped like $3,000 on my favorite fucking pistol of all time.
Damn.
H&K Mark 23, man, 45 SOCOM. But anyways, my point is though, is like it doesn't mean that you have to expect that just because you have guns, the feds are kicking in your door, or that you buy land because everything's gonna fall apart and the system's gonna fail. It's just a better to have than to
Yeah,
not have.
yeah,
It's one of those
yeah, yeah,
ideas like the more you can learn and not rely on the system, the better you'll be if it survives or it
yeah,
doesn't survive,
yeah,
And you get
yeah,
what I'm kind of saying?
yeah, man.
But Tino, man, you're fucking awesome, man. Remind everybody where they can find you. I'll put your links in the show notes and whatnot, and we'll do this again sometime, man.
You can find me on Instagram, tinocomedy.com, or you can just find me at Tino Boomaye, Tinobomaye on Instagram. I put like video making fun of people, making fun of shit on there, and then when I do sets with Sam, I got a video of the song that I wrote for the whole socialist Mondami in LA in New York, and I'm waiting for the fucking guy to send me the video so I can post it. But yeah, tinocomedy.com or Tino Bomaye on Instagram. That's both the same thing. That's it.
Well, awesome, dude. Well, like I said, appreciate your time, dude. I'm glad we got to do this again. I
Yeah,
see you
man. Thanks
doing
for
some
having me.
some jitters. No, I'm kidding. But dude, you're awesome. You're funny as fuck. Everybody go find Tino Sanchez on Instagram, on freaking YouTube clips, on anything. Follow Sam Tripoli. He'll follow, you'll find Tino doing stand-up shows with him as well. And guys, just remember the world sucks and we're just kind of laughing at it. We're gonna do the best we can, but the ship might be sinking a little bit. At least we can recognize, laugh a little bit, crack a beer, get a little stoned, and fucking enjoy it, I guess. But
Yeah.
until next time, Stitt-Heads, don't forget to put the ass in classy, and I will see you out here. Peace out, bitches. Tino,
Thanks,
bye
buddy.
bye.